All right. Hey, friends. This is Josh, and I just want to say welcome to everybody. This is a ESL Connexus broadcast, and I wanted to talk a little bit today about the growing participator approach, which is the language learning approach designed by Greg Thompson. And I used it to learn Arabic, matter of fact, and really enjoyed it, had a lot of fun doing it, and have permission from Greg to use the materials on my website. And I just wanted to demonstrate session one and how you might be able to use it to teach your first language. The cool thing is the lessons are super easy and straightforward to use, and they're in about 8 different languages. So let's just jump over to the website. And so if you go to the website, you just go to language resources, and everything on this page on my website, ESL Connexus, is about the growing participator approach to language learning. You can join or create a class of your own using Schoology. It's a management system that will allow you to kind of keep track of progress. Some people like to use it. I use it with my students. You can also join our ESL Connexus community on Quizlet. I've got all of phase 1 vocabulary on Quizlet. Quizlet is just electronic vocabulary cards. I'll show you how you can use that in the lesson in a minute. But this particular program has 6 phases. And the idea behind it is to learn in a natural way, just like a child would learn a language. So you can see a brief summary of each of the phases. There's a little introduction to using the growing participator approach. And then I've got links to all of the different lessons in different languages here. So phase 1A, which is 15 lessons, it's the here and now phase, is in all of these different languages. So if you're catching this video, it's a wonderful resource. All that I'd ask is that you not charge or make the materials. I guess don't commercialize the materials. They're copyrighted by Greg Thompson. They cannot be published or sold. They can be printed and copied for free. You are welcome to charge a reasonable amount for your teaching. So that's kind of the deal with this approach. Anyway, so you can see here all of the lessons are linked to, and I've got all of these lessons on the website. So if you just click on, for example, lesson 1, it will take you to phase 1, lesson 1. So again, the idea would be for you to prepare ahead of time. And again, remember, these lessons use graphics, pictures. You're doing a lot of, during this phase, there's actually no talking by the student. They're mostly just pointing and recognizing words. So really, this is totally ground zero here. So start with the foundation. It is good the first day to begin with some of the most fundamental vocabulary. In ordinary conversation, people probably talk most about people. A good starting point in language learning is words for people, including pronouns, man, woman, boy, girl, baby, old lady, etc. Languages differ in the way they divide the lifespan into segments. In English, we use pronouns. So we have subject pronouns, and we use I, you, we, they, and he. And there's different forms of the pronoun depending on if you're using it as a subject or an object or an adjective. And the idea here would be to learn those basic human nouns and pronouns and provide 10 to 15 new vocabulary in doing that. These can be supplemented by other common living creatures in your context, such as dog, cat, horse, cow, fly, spider, frog, or mouse. I want to recommend before you go into the lesson that you either have the cards with the pictures of each of these items on it, or if you're meeting in person, which is ideal, you can use little toys, puppets, to represent the different items. So this lesson, we're talking about the here and now descriptions. Descriptions of ongoing activities and states that are visible to the GP, the growing participator, that's the student, are an extremely important part of early input. It is relatively easy to learn actions in the form of commands. It's important to hear, not just eat the bread, but also he is eating the bread. We are eating the carrot, etc. In context where such meanings are actually being expressed. An easy way to do this at this point is to have the nurturer and GPs in various combinations doing various activities, mainly ones that the GPs already know, and the nurturer describing them. However, see the discussion in the introduction where we mention the need for some more creative alternatives. All right, so we're basically going to start with a learning activity 1. It's the names of animate creatures. Okay, and I've got a link right here to this particular card set on Quizlet. So let's talk about this activity in particular. And you're going to notice as you go through the sessions that you're going to kind of follow this pattern of learning. All right, description. The nurturer begins with 2 objects. This is a man, and you put the picture of the man down. This is a woman. You put the picture of the woman down. This is a person. These are people. And then you might ask questions. Where is the man? And then the growing participator is going to just point to the man. They don't need to say anything. They want to learn by listening and show that they understand by pointing. Where is the woman? As names of items become familiar, new ones are added, one at a time with lots of repetition. The pronouns are mixed right in with the nouns. Where is the boy? Where am I? Where are you? Where is the woman? Where are they? In many languages, where is a good question for initially learning names of objects, as it will involve the most basic form of the word, whereas point to the egg may involve a changed form. Don't separate the people and the pronouns. Do them as one group of items. Okay, so you kind of got the idea here. So to get ready for this session, you're going to want to get pictures of different ages of people together. And again, you can find all of that in the graphics pack, which is, there's a little link to that at the bottom to make it easy. Even better, if you can collect these objects, I recommend getting a dollhouse and some little dolls, plastic toys. That's even better. Okay. For the objects being talked about, a man, you, etc., you can use real people, toys, dolls, photos, or drawings. For the pronouns, the nurturer talks about himself, I, the specific GP, she is addressing you, etc. Add other props, for example, dolls, as necessary to refer to people, including pronouns. Those basic human words may provide 10 or 15 vocabulary. These can be supplemented by other common to the country living creatures, cat, bird, mosquito, fly, you get the idea. Use your context to build the vocabulary. All right, and then once you've gotten anywhere from 10 to 15 new words out there, it's a good point to stop and record. If you can do a little video recording, that's even better. Everybody's got a cell phone these days where you can record little videos. All right. Once all the items have been learned, a recording is made in which GPs or growing participators are again questioned about all the items randomly. This recording is for review before the next session. Recording can be audio or video. Video has a big advantage in that GPs can readily see which objects are being talked about. So that's the basic, we call it the Dirty Dozen game to learn new vocabulary. And remember, the GP is just listening at this point and pointing. Activity 2, basic actions. Description. Use TPR, that's total physical response. So in other words, you command the student to stand and the student would stand up, or sit, or walk, or lie, or run, or go, or stop. These are all different commands. Again, this is great. It's fun. It's interactive, and it makes learning vocabulary much better if you're using TPR. Again, record and make a little video of the student doing TPR. For activity 3, again, we have basic actions. So let's describe what activity 3 will be. The GPs and the nurturer all engage in one of the above actions or states in the case of sitting and lying. The nurturer then describes what each one is doing. So basically the GPs are acting things out. I'm sitting. You are walking. And then the nurturer, the person teaching the language, just says what they're doing. So again, they can hear the vocabulary and they're performing it and hearing it at the same time. Again, recording here and now description activities are ideal activities for video recording. If that is not possible, then drawing with stick figures or triangle people can be made to represent the situations that were acted out in this activity, and an audio recording can be created describing the drawings in sequence. At some point, when enough actions are known, it might be good for the GPs to take photos of the nurturer and themselves individually and in various combinations, performing the activities. Then the nurturer can use the photos for a here and now activity. Asking, for example, in which picture are we swimming? In which picture am I sleeping? In which picture are they dancing? In which picture is he crawling? This strengthens both here and now descriptions and forms, and also the forms related to I, we, he, and they. Another option or variation on this would be using objects or a couple of stuffed animals for here and now descriptions. The nurturer and the puppet act out the various actions, sitting, walking, lying down, etc. Again, this totally takes the pressure off the GP. Puppets lying down. The nurturer says to the puppet, you are lying down. Nurturer walks. Nurturer says, I am walking. Nurturer sits. Puppet says to her, you are sitting. Nurturer and puppet walk, and they say to the learner, we are walking. The puppet and the teddy bear are lying down, and the nurturer says they are lying down. So again, this is a great activity that you can do during this listening time. And I mean, man, you can learn a lot of vocabulary really quick and review vocabulary really quick. Again, it'd be fun to make a little recording of that. So again, the GP can review the words in a fun way. Activity 4, greetings, leaving, and taking. Using the lexicary strips below, the nurturer asks, who is saying hello? Who is answering hello? Who is saying goodbye? Who is answering goodbye? The actual greetings will vary in many ways depending on the language and culture. This activity may turn out to be a tiny start on a large area of language. So again, I've got some pictures here in the lesson online. You can find all these graphics in the little lexicary graphics pack on the resource page. But I put some here as an example. Again, you can practice these conversations in whatever language it is. And then be sure, after you've done that, to make a little recording. Record, record, record. So you're getting the idea. The recordings allow the nurturer, the GP, to go back and review the vocabulary before each session. So it's kind of a running log of the new words, and it will really help them grow quickly. You notice at the bottom here, you can print a lesson plan in English. Right here, there's a link to it. You can see the vocabulary, a printout of the vocabulary, and then there's also a lesson plan template. So obviously, these lessons are just an example of where you can go and how to do it. But ultimately, it would be wonderful if you got to a place where you started creating your own lessons. And then, man, you can go as far as you want with this. All right, so again, that's an example of how to use this language approach. Again, all of these resources, all 6 phases, are found on the resource page of the website in many different languages. And I just want to encourage you to use this. And if you love teaching, try using this resource in teaching someone your language. And you're welcome to reach out to folks in our conversation group on Facebook, or however you want to do it, connecting with someone there in your city or home, and just try using these lessons. And if you need help or encouragement or resources, I hope you'll reach out to me. I would love to help you get started and get going. All right, so at this time, I'm going to go ahead. We'll end our little session, and I hope that was helpful to you. Hey, again, if you have any comments or anything, be sure to like this if it's useful for you, and put any comments down in the comments section. Hey, have a great day. Take care.